to just take a peek and make sure that. I do have a timer, so that because I am not trustworthy when it comes to giving me a moment to talk to my favorite people here. You know, this is a family. This is the community that says our furry family are equal family members to our family members with skin. As a matter of fact, as you know, I do one-on-one grief counseling, and it's not uncommon for me to see sibling rivalry. Thank you. Yes. That's 10 minutes, so I will not go over that. Ha ha ha. Anyway, it is not uncommon for me to see sibling rivalry, where the adult children come in and say, we're never treated as well as Muffy. We never were. And I'm really mad about it. So, I love those sessions. I must say. I do love those sessions. So we're gathering today because this is a donor appreciation event. I want to let you know that we appreciate your generosity so much, because when I started Angel's Paws 6 years ago, and this is Lexi, our little hero girl, one of the very first enrolled. Thank you. One of our very first enrolled hospice clients 6 years ago, literally. So, and Sammy said, you know, when they do pet therapy, and she said, you know, when. And I'm going to need a box of tissues. I know that, too. And I'm going to need the stuff under my desk, too. Thank you. This is John, saint on this earth, my significant other, who is absolutely amazing. Anyway, where was I? So professional. What was that? What was I saying? So she said, I'm going to be a basket case, because Lexi and I work together. When Lexi goes, well, Lexi's given us, you know, a heart attack a few times, let me tell you. But because of the amazing caregiving of Sammy, Lexi is doing amazing and still coming to our events, and we're so excited about that. But the thing about Angel's Paws is that's what this community is. This is a group of people who really get each other, because our furry family are more than just an animal that sits out back. So, but because of the generosity of all of you, we have not had to turn away anyone for financial hardship to receive the full Angel's Paws experience, including hospice, in-home euthanasia 24/7, and our private cremation, our very special private cremation that we do, which is one pet in the crematory, just the way humans are done, and treated with dignity all the way through. So, because of your generosity, I mean, when I started, I will tell you, I started this whole thing with my retirement fund, and Cincinnati was just too big for me to be able to help financially with all the need that was there. So for me to stand here and be able to say 6 years later, we do not turn away anyone for financial need from anything that they need for their pet. If they love their pet and want to do this for them, money does not have to stand in their way. That is because of us. So if you would please give each other and yourselves a big round of applause. All right, so now, because I promised I'm going to do this really fast, I do want to introduce, there's time that's given and money that's given. So I want to introduce the people who, actually I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that because they're going to go into the building first and I would lose them. So I'm going to save that for a moment. One of the things I wanted to do this this event was to recognize, thank you, John, for this. I might need your sleeve too, but was to recognize a volunteer who has, and let's see. So this would be now.
I'll take over for you. Excuse me.
That would be you. Okay. So I want to recognize Ann Reevy. If you'll come up here, Miss Ann, please, and stand next to me while I tell this story about you. Here, I'll share. Okay. So the story of Ann is that when I first started this, I am a licensed human therapist and a registered vet tech, so I can take care of both ends of the leash. And in the beginning, as an entrepreneur, as you can imagine, I had to wear all of the hats. And I lived in terror. Now, we really weren't known very well in the very, very beginning, but I lived in terror that the night I was offering my free pet loss support group, somebody was going to have a need for a home euthanasia, and I was going to have to be in two places at one time. Anne stepped up and introduced herself and said to me, she said, "I like what you're doing, can I help?" And she is a retired social worker, and I said, "Can you help?" "Oh, Annie, oh." And I said, "Would you please facilitate our support groups because I live in this terror?" She said, "Absolutely." I said, "Why don't you come and you can shadow me for a couple of months, and then you can take it for me because I need to be able to take care of the clinical needs when they pop up." She said, "Certainly, I'll do that." The very first night she came to shadow me, my phone rang and I was needed clinically. So she didn't get to shadow at all. She's had it ever since, and that was for how many years?
A very brief 5 years ago. That's 5.
5 years. She has donated her time 2 Tuesdays a month here at this facility for our support group, our free pet loss support group, and then our mid-month social gathering at Sharonville La Rosa's. She is dedicated. She doesn't miss. She has just healed the hearts of so many people. So this year, I wanted to name the room where she does her amazing work for this incredible lady. So we have a name. She's not heard it. So we have a name.
It's not Mama's Bark Room. Mama's Bark Room. That's what my dog suggested.
Yes, and her timer on the support group is the dog barking. So that was very appropriate, and it was a good thing. We had a lot of submissions. A lot of submissions came in. But I think you'll agree the name that we have landed on is absolutely perfect for the room and this lovely lady. So it is going to be called Anne's Room by the Bridge.
Thank you.
And because that's what us pet parents do. I lost my Floyd this year, and I came to her support group in that room, and I was by the bridge because right over the bridge was my Floyd. So when we gather in that room, we are by the bridge. On occasion, we have families who, for whatever reason, are not able to perform the home euthanasia. They want to come here, and that room is a beautiful send-off room too, right there by the bridge. So it is a perfect name. Do you all agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we will be inscribing, as long as there wasn't boos and hisses at this very important event, we will be inscribing this for you, Anne, that will say Anne's Room by the Bridge. And because this is Angel's Watch, right, and she's given us a lot of time, we want to give her some time back. So we would like to present you with this Apple Watch.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'd like to thank the Academy. I really don't deserve it, but you like me. You really like me. Oh, I don't know what to say on TV.
Well, would you like to say a few words? A few words that's clicking down there. So.
I'm not really good at, giving speeches to large groups of people, and this is large. My comfort level is about 10 to 12 people at any given time. But this has been the most rewarding experience I've ever had. I instantly felt bonded to Angel's Paws when I read about Tammy and what she's done in the paper. And I wished I had been a part of it when I lost my little boy, little Wally. But it was Wally's death that led me to Angel's Paws. And to be able to take over the groups has been my privilege, my true privilege, to be able to help anybody who was feeling the way I felt when I lost my Wallies. And I just thank you, and thank you so much for being able to be part of your lives. It's very, very rewarding. And each and every one of you, I hope that I can help you get through the feelings that you're feeling of loss and move on to just having a joy of remembering your lost pet. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.